This is exercise 2 slider from lab 18. Now, first of all, we would have to, you should have created a folder called slider in the lab 18 folder as a subfolder. And you should have set the working directory to that folder in Creo. Now, these parts need to be built. These components here need to be built. And when they're built, then they can be assembled. So I will do the assembly now. And we assume that the parts have been built. So selecting the working directory, as I say, that needs to be slider. Okay to that. So we're going to make a new assembly file. So this one is the slider assembly. We just call it L18 stroke slider stroke ASSY, something like that. And we use the millimeter Newton seconds template, assembly template. So the first thing I'll do is bring in the block. And right click down here and fix it to remove all movement from all degrees of freedom. Say OK. Now the next part I would bring in is the slider piece, what I call the slider piece. You may have a different name on it. So I just first of all reorient it so it's more easily accessible. And I would change the connection type from user defined to slider. Now I can have an axis in here and an axis on the slider piece and an axis on the block and make them coincident, but I can actually get by without an axis. I just click on this edge here, for instance, and click on the edge, corresponding edge inside the block and make them coincident. That will do. I also need to stop rotation. So I'll just select the bottom of the slider piece and the track. And that piece now is assembled. I'll say OK. Now I need to bring in another copy of that piece for this other slot here. So bring it in again. Again, I reorient it. Try to make it easier to. To assemble it. So I will take this edge here. I'm sorry, I should make it a slider first off. Assemble, take that edge there, and this edge of this track here, make them coincident. And then I will take the base here and the base of the track itself and make it coincident. So now both of them are assembled. Now I need the link which pulls the two of them together, so I'll bring that in. There's it here. And again, I will straighten it out, orient it. So I'm going to make a pen connection here. I'll just pick this up here so I can see the axis. And align it with the axis of this piece here. Again, I need to pick it up. And then I do the translation here. So I select the bottom of the link and the top of the slider piece. And that one is fully set up. Now I'll add up another pen connection onto this existing connection here. So click on Use Set, and it's automatically set as pen. So again, I will do this. Just rotate this here, makes it easier. So again, I will line up the axes. That's the axis of the hole there in the link, and the axis of the slider piece there. So, and then also the base of this of the link, of the link itself, and the top of the slider piece. And then it snaps into position, and that looks okay. Let's say okay to that. Now to check that the mechanism has worked, I will click on drag component, and I will select the end of the link and just drag it around. And if it moves the blocks around like this, that's fine. So just a point here about the rectangular hole that's in here in this in the end of the link. That's actually for to add on to some other mechanism, but we're not using it at this point. So that's it there. Save that. Update it. Regenerate the model down here and save it again.